So yes, when you have these special national security, international security events that cost $1.2 billion in security, they're bringing in private contractors by the tens of thousands. It's a giant exercise in Google-type technology, which they now admit is illegal, and states are looking at indicting them, scooping up everybody's digital transmissions and decoding it without warrants. We had G20 security call us when we saw the footage of the guy being grabbed in Pittsburgh and crammed into a car by guys in military uniforms into a Champaign police car. And it went up on Drudge Report, and people are saying, you know, snatch and grab, goons kidnap activists for no reason. And they put a press release out. First, they called us, and I could hardly believe it, but I called the number. It was G20 Security in Pittsburgh. And I talked to them, and they said, no, Mr. Jones, that video is our private security personnel authorized by City Emergency Code, and they said it, to be detaining active troublemakers. But the issue is we later learned, because I could tell by the video, it was fake. They were out with their own operatives grabbing protesters out of crowds to create a psyop and scare people. So it's all about theater of the mind, what Charlie Veach was just saying about selling you that you're going to be snatched, you're going to be grabbed, don't come out to these, don't mess with the bankers. This is an exercise in warring against us. We're the legitimate people saying we don't want to be raped by the foreign banks. We don't want to go into serfdom like Greece or Iceland. And they're saying, no, you're going to feel our full might. And so they are testing, and they admit this at each of these events, how to bring in their internationalization of a city, how to have secret police, how to have their criminal operation dominate everyone. This is about the city and your state, your region, your country going under globalist control. And they are under globalist control in these events. This is about your city going under foreign private corporate control. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to just touch upon that as well, Alex. I'm just so proud of the Toronto residents and the other associated protesters for the incredible restraint they showed amidst such police thuggery. The New World Order, they want a violent response from the public right now to further speed up their imposition of this technotronic advanced slave society. I believe right now, as what you're doing, Alex, as what Dan is doing, as what I'm doing right now, we just need to unlock people's minds, wake them up.
But, I mean, it's coming out everywhere that everything we've talked about is true. I mean, they would say 5 years ago that I was a kook, that they weren't going to set up cybersecurity when I'd read the Pentagon plans for it that were public. And now they're openly saying, yes, we're going to track you. Yes, we're going to spy on you. Yes, we're going to shut you down. Yes, we want to arrest people that tell conspiracy theories. I mean, what do they think is going to happen when they start trying to arrest people for their speech? Everybody's been fighting as hard as they can to keep this peaceful. But I don't think they realize we're not the poor, disarmed Russian peasants. We're not the disarmed Germans. And not everybody is a pot-bellied, decadent slob. I mean, I don't think all these little kids in black uniforms realize that they are really starting something that isn't going to end well. You notice as soon as they started selling derivatives in '99, they started setting up a police state. Because the IMF and World Bank have done this in countless third world countries. They've done this over and over and over again. They know what they're doing. And they know you're going to end up rioting. So I don't want violence, just like these anarchists gave this system a pretext to crack down. We want to peacefully go out and get the moral high ground and point out to the general public who the real criminals are. But down the road, if they start trying to arrest political dissidents and take us to death dungeons, it's going to be like Robin Hood all over again. People aren't going to have a choice, and you will start seeing black arrows flying. And that's what happens when the badge and the government becomes a complete tyranny. I'm fighting to avert this as hard as I can. But as JFK said, those that make peaceful revolutions impossible make violent revolutions inevitable. Yeah, you're not in Kansas anymore. Neither am I. This is bona fide, real tyranny. And a lot of people say, well, I don't care if we live under tyranny. I go along. I got my job. I go along with what the government says. I submit to checkpoints and corruption and naked body scanners at the airports and the taxes always going up. I'm going to bend over. Well, they know you are, and that's why they're going to hurt you real bad. As Thomas Jefferson said, and as history shows, the level of tyranny you will live under is the exact level you'll put up with. They will not stop. The type of individuals in power worldwide throughout history are the types that always want more power. If you lay down to them completely, like the Russians did to Stalin, they'll just kill 20, 30% of you for fun, because they've got a bunch of murdering control freaks that work for them. They're enforcers who want to dominate you, who want to rape you, who want to steal from you, who want to arrest you so they can extract fines out of you or take your farm or ranch. Listen, people say that cops can do no wrong in America. The media told us so. But did the Russian cops under Stalin and Lenin before him, were they bad? Were Hitler's police, the Gestapo, were they bad? Are Pol Pot's troops, were they bad? Was Pol Pot's police, were they oppressive? What about Fidel Castro? What about Mao Zedong? What about Julius Caesar? What about Attila the Hun? Oh, he had enforcers. The truth is, 9 times out of 10, I mean, you ever been to Latin America? You ever been to a third world country where most of the people are living homeless and there's cops in black uniforms walking around on power trips, people that enjoy abusing people, staring down the public, staring you down if you look them in the eyes, maybe beating you up and taking you to jail if you look at them wrong? Maybe if they want your wife, maybe they're going to take you to jail and shake you down and rape your wife in the cell next to you. That happens all the time to dumb, chump Americans that go to Latin America, that go to Guatemala, that go to the wrong area of Mexico. Okay? So I'm here trying to keep our police from being turned into that historically. Why did our founding fathers fight the redcoats? They became oppressive police. Have you read the Declaration of Independence? Read what the government was doing then and ask yourself, is that what's starting to happen now? I talk to so many people who have means, who are intelligent, who are informed, and they'll go, okay, so what if sodium fluoride's poison? So what if GMO food's bad? Yeah, there's a world government. But still, the media says you're a kook if you're against that. I don't want to look like a kook. So you're going to lose everything. Lose the dollar, lose your sovereignty, lose your children's future. You're going to go along with all this because you want to look like you're a mainline person. Is it mainline to jump off a cliff? Is it mainline to go along with Hitler? I guess it is. That's why it was mainline to have human sacrifice every day in the Aztec kingdom 1,000 years ago. It's totally insane, anti-human, satanic, but it's mainstream, so why not? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. You don't even control your own destiny when you just, like flotsam and jetsam, just get thrown around on the waves, whichever way the wind blows you. You're only alive once. Be part of standing up for humanity. It shows how brainwashed these people are that so many of these yuppies now will admit everything we're talking about is true, but say, what are you going to do about it? They have no respect for themselves. Well, it doesn't matter if they want to be slaves. Those of you out there that do hear the calling, that have looked into this information, that know it's true, it's your job to stand up against this evil and take action. And it's a great honor to be part of this. You're only alive once. We're alive at such an important time. Every generation has gone through critical crossroads, but this is the most critical in our history. The very survival of our species is at stake because the globalists aren't just seeking to dominate societies, religions, geographic areas. They want to dominate humanity itself and change what humanity is into a suboid, dumbed-down servant class. I have their own documents. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.com. Leaders in the war against the globalists. Ladies and gentlemen, when they get rid of the Bill of Rights and Constitution, when they get rid of the Declaration of Independence, that's the shield for all of you. That protects all of us. They want tyranny so they can take all your pension funds. They want tyranny so they can conscript your children to be imperial stormtroopers in a global army to have their arms and legs blown off. They want tyranny so they can secure all their ill-gotten gains. Tyranny will target every one of you out there listening, and all of you good old boys and yuppies and people who think you're part of the establishment. You better count the cost right now and decide which side you're on, liberty or tyranny. You better decide whether you're going to get off the bench and be part of the Second American Revolution against tyranny to restore the Republic, or whether you're going to sit there and suck your thumb and let all of this come to fruition. We need intelligent, able-bodied men and women who understand what's going on, doctors, lawyers, scientists, others, police officers, to stand up and be heard now. Now is the time.